All right, so today we're going to look at graphing polars. Okay, polars have rings. Who can tell me why they have rings? Why do they have rings? Look at the equations for polars. What do the equations for polars both have? So we have r cosine. Yes, they have a radius. What else do they both have? They have an angle, right? So a polar graph has those angles and it has rings. Each ring stands for what? Think back to geometry. Each ring stands for a radius, so radii, right? So each one is a radius, okay? So I'm going to start with the angle first. So I am going to travel along the 0-degree line. The 0-degree line technically is this whole line. Okay, it is this whole pole. Good? They want me to move forward, and I know it's forward because it's positive, 2.5 rings. So I'm going to walk forward 1 ring, 2 ring, 2.5. That is a radius of 2.5. There is my point. Done. That is it. Okay? We're going to do some more complicated ones, but this is the gist of it. Okay? All right, looking at this one, it says a negative 135. We don't want to work in negatives, so 135 is what? How many degrees is negative 135? Excellent. It is a positive 225 degrees. Now, for some reason on this worksheet, they didn't like to including the 45 degrees, so I'm just going to go ahead and put those in here. 225 is between 210 and 240. Everyone okay with that? Okay. So, I am going to travel on the 225 ring. Okay? So that is this line here. Okay? I am at the origin. Am I going to walk forward or backwards? Forward. 1, 2, 3 rings. For some people in the last class, it was confusing because you spent so many years learning that positive, negative, positive above, negative. It doesn't work that way. You walk along the pole, you either walk forward or you walk backwards. I walked forward. Yes, question. How did I get 225? So it's a negative 135. So that means I got to turn it positive. So negative 135 means start at 0 and go backwards. Well, if I go backwards, 0 minus 135, that still gives me a negative. 0 is the same as 360. So 360 minus 135 is 225 degrees. Okay? Yes. Okay. Okay, so once you locate the pole, how do I know which direction to go? Okay, so this is a positive 3. Positive is forward. So if I'm standing here, walking forward would be, if I'm standing here, walking forward would be here, walking backwards would be there. If I'm looking, if I'm facing 225, so I want to head towards the 225. If it's negative, I'm going to walk away from the 225. That's probably a better way I should have said it. Okay. All right, next one. Okay, negative 30 is really what? 330 degrees. So let me highlight the 330. So this whole line is technically 330. Okay? So I am at the origin staring at 330. I am looking at 330. When I look at it, am I going to walk towards it or walk away from it? Away from it. So that is going to be right here. So it's really going to be 1 ring on the 150. Yes. Yes, yes, and we're going to get to that. That's a good point. I'll jump into that right now, okay? So this is one name for this point, right? Another name could be what? How many degrees? 150. Oh, sorry, I did that wrong. Sorry. Okay, it's a positive 1 and then 150 degrees, right? I could have also said negative 1 and 330 degrees. They all get me to that point. Okay? And that's actually something that you're asked to do on your homework tonight, which we'll probably get to before you leave. Good? Okay. All right, next one. I want you to do number 4 on your own, please. Okay, so pi over 4 is 180 divided by 4, so it's a 45. Okay, so 45 is right here. Am I going to walk towards the 45 or away from the 45? Away, so you should have plotted right there. Good? All right, go ahead and do 5 and 6 on your own. Okay, I'd like to begin. So I had some fun with first period. Let's see how good you guys are. So let me put in all the 45. So there's a 45, there's the other 45, okay? So I know dividing by 4 is a 45. So I need to travel 5 45. Watch what I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should be there, yeah? No. Oh, I didn't include these ones, which are also 45. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should be here, okay? And am I looking at 225 or am I moving away? Going towards 225. So right there is where I should be. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep. All right, the next one. This is a negative. So this would be pi over 3, right? Because that's if I subtract 2/3 pi, that gives me pi over 3, yeah? Yeah? No, folks. How many pi is a circle? 2 pi. So I need to do 2 pi minus 2 pi over 3. If I put a 3 here, I had to put a 3 here. So it's 6/3 pi minus 2/3 pi, which is 4/3 pi. You could have also converted this to a negative 120. 360 minus 120 is 240, which is also 4/3. Am I going to look at 4/3 or walk away? Toward. Question. Okay, so, excuse me. That's a good question. The negative means I am rotating around the circle backwards. So when I rotate around a circle backwards, I start here. 0/360. Good? You only use 180 if your starting point is in the second or third quadrant. Good? All right. So let's look at number 7. This is the question right here. R equals 3. What the heck does that mean? Radius is 3. So that is, what has a radius? A circle. So I'm going to find a radius of 3, and I'm going to highlight it or darken it with my pencil. Okay? If you have colored pencils, it makes it easier. If not, just make it dark, a radius of 3. Are we good? All right, moving on. Okay, what does this mean? The entire line, a pole of 60. So I'm done, right? No, the whole pole. The whole pole. We good? Oh, yeah, the diameter. There you go. I like that. All right. What do I do for this one? What does that mean? Highlight a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boop, 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 boop. And we're done. Okay, so flip your paper over. Please plot all 6 and please use the letters. Very important, use the letters. Go ahead. You are doing 1 through 6. Shh. 15. This is the 15 line. I'm going to walk forward. This is letter A. Okay? 60. This is the 60 line right here. But I'm not going to look at 60. I'm going to look away. And I'm going to go away 3. So this is letter B. I'm going to go to the 105 line, which is right here, and I'm going to walk forward. So I'm going to look towards the 105. Pi over 2 is 90. Am I going to go 290 or away? Away because it's negative. So this should be letter D. Pi is 180. Am I going to walk towards 180 or away? Away. So this should be E. And then 225 is this one here. And I'm going to walk towards the 225. And that is letter F. Okay, so we are looking at point B, which is negative 360. Without me giving any help, who can give me another address for this exact same point? Yes, sir. Close. Oh, no, you are right. 3 and 240. Okay? Yes. How that's the same? So I'm going to go to the pole that's 240. And I'm going to head 3 spaces towards 240. Because it's positive. No, so positive versus negative means I walk towards the number or away from the number. So I'm on the 60 line. Here's the 60 line. And because it was a negative 3, I'm going to walk away from the 60. So I'm walking actually towards the 240. Okay? Yes. 3 and negative 120. Yes. Are we good? All right, your homework, or we got a little time. Why don't you guys try number 8 and, okay, try number 8. Your homework is 8 and 9. Yes, number 8 and 9 are just what we're doing. You're just converting from XY to radius polar, and then from radius polar to XY. Rectangular is XY grid that you learned in middle school, elementary. Cool? Question. How does 3 negative 120 work? Okay, so it's negative. So I have to do 360 minus 120, which is 240. Cool? So you can either change the radius and the pole, or you can change the angle. Because I could have also done negative 3 minus 300 would also work. Yes. Yes. Okay, so talk me through this one. This is in rectangular form. I want it in polar. What do I do? I'm sorry, yeah. R squared equals x squared plus y squared. So I get r squared equals 4 squared plus 3 squared. 16 plus 9 is 25. So r equals 5. Then I need to do tan inverse of 3 over negative 4, which is what in your calculator? What is it? Ooh, let's double check that. All right, second tan. 3 divided by negative 4 is negative 37 degrees. Okay, so hold on. So negative 37 degrees, 360, 323, 323, yes? But what quadrant am I supposed to be in? The second quadrant. So what is 37 degrees off of the second quadrant? What is it? 143. So which one am I going to choose? 143. Remember, tangent is negative in 2 quadrants, but because the rectangular coordinate was in quadrant 2, I need to pick the tan that's in quadrant 2. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So if you take the lesson that we just did and you rewrite it, then yes, it would have worked. Okay. So if you had flipped the radius, if I made the radius a -5, then I would have used the 323. Cool? That was a good point. Okay, so your homework is to finish 8 and do number 9.